The All-Star break is over. Things are getting real back up. My Lakers still on that bullshit, but I digress. My brother Stanley hit me with a provocative question. I have no earthly idea where he's going with this, so this is going to be interesting. Y'all will get my reaction in real time. He simply posed the question, is the NBA broken? Let's see where the hell he is taking this.
I just posed that question. I just want you guys to think. Is the NBA broken? You have to look at it. Look at this situation, what's been going on in the NBA. You have a guy that quit on this team about 9 months ago, Ben Simmons. Quit. And then you got Harden, who quit on his team probably about 13 months ago in Houston, and then quits on his next team that he wanted to go to. It just recently quit on it with the Brooklyn Nets. So is there a problem? Like it's just a lot of stuff that was going on, or what we talking about in the NBA, has nothing to do with the product of the game. It has everything to do with moves and trying to win the internet, trying to keep basketball in this 365 a year in the news about the game that has nothing to do with the game. It's just about what they call player empowerment. And we try to put this on LeBron James, that started this movement, right? We think LeBron James just started this movement, but that's not really particularly what LeBron did, right? LeBron, when his rookie contract extension in Cleveland, his first rookie contract extension in Cleveland, instead of signing the 6-year extension, he signed that 4-year extension to let everybody know, hey, the summer 2010, I'm gonna be free for you guys to come after me, to build up fanfare, to build up talk, and to build up this media expectation of he's going to be free during this time. Remember that time frame. But that's not what's going on in the NBA today. That's not what's going on in the NBA with these players. These players don't like these situations and just quitting on the situation. And it devalues the game. It overshadows the game of what's going on. And it's not like I don't love basketball. And that's what me and my brother, we get into it. He thinks that I don't love basketball, but I still love watching the game. But what's going on is it's not about the game. All the emphasis, like I said, I respect what Jimmy Butler did. He didn't quit. He didn't like his situation in Minnesota. So he still came to work, did his job, but he clearly said that he was upset about his situation and disrupted some things in that situation and in practice, and let everybody know that he was unhappy in the situation. But he still came to work. He didn't get fat and overshape and hang out at strip clubs all night. Not show up late to the game, show up late to the buses, show up late to the team meetings in Harden. What Harden did in Brooklyn and Houston to try to get out of his situation. He didn't quit on his team. Like, I come to you and I tell you, there's a guy in NBA who gets mad, who has an open dunk at 6'10", gets mad that players call him out in the situation in the playoff game, gets mad that players call him out, tell him he should have. This is a big reason why we lost this game. A close game, by the way, against the Atlanta Hawks. Gets mad at that situation, quits on the situation, when it comes to practice, doesn't really participate, can't show up to play games and all this other stuff. And you're telling me this is good for the NBA. How? Why is this good for the NBA? Explain it to me, brother. Explain it. Why is this good for basketball?
Who said it was good for the NBA? I didn't say that.
But this is what's been sold to us. this has been sold to us to say that this is what basketball is, and we're supposed to just accept this and go on with it. You don't see that this devalues the basketball game, the game that you grew up loving. And it's when they put that ball in your hand, this is what you envision watching it 20, 30 years later.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. You raise a good point that a lot of it is about storylines and they're trying to win the internet and stay in the news cycle. That's true. I've heard
Adam Silver.
Some good reporters report on that, talking to people like Adam Silver, that they want to stay like, okay, the way they got it set up, you got the playoffs, then after playoffs in, okay, everybody's speculating about the draft, and after draft, you got summer league, and after summer league, you probably got a little, you got free agency up in there somewhere as well. And then for long, the season's gonna be back. And you're right back at it.
Like right now with your Lakers, right? You're already talking about
why you gotta do this.
The trade deadline has just passed. Just passed a couple weeks ago. And you're already talking about trading these guys with a quarter of the season left to play. We're already talking about what's going to happen with the trades in the summer instead of these games that are being played right now.
Because I'm the fucking ninth seed. What am I as a Laker fan? Why should I be up here giving a damn about the rest of the games when I want a championship?
But it's not you. You're a subjective Laker fan with analysis on the Lakers, right? But the media as a whole is talking about the Lakers and what they're gonna do. They're not talking about Milwaukee as the defending champions of the league. They're not talking about the young and up and coming the Memphis Grizzlies, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and all this, the Phoenix Suns and what they're doing. They're not talking about these boys playing basketball.
The NFL does the same thing. NFL does the same thing.
Things can be. I'm not saying we're not talking about the NBA. Don't try to change the subject.
What you should have, and this was your topic. You should have named this is the NBA and NFL broken then, because they're both doing it.
I don't want to discuss that topic right now. I want you to discuss the NBA.
Oh yeah. But it's bigger than just the NBA, because the NFL won't talk to me about OBJ all year long. Like, instead of talking about one of these up and coming receivers, Jamar Chase ain't get as much ink as OBJ did in his beef with Baker Mayfield. Right now they telling about my damn quarterback Aaron Rodgers and speculating on him and what money he's on and all that bullshit. No, I'm just saying I ain't changing the subject. I'm saying they do it in more than just the NBA. It's because of this constant news cycle that these motherfuckers want shit to click on. Yeah, they're gonna talk about the Lakers before they talk about whoever you said. It's the Lakers. We are the premier franchise in the NBA. So yeah, they're gonna talk about us, and we got the face of the league. We got the face of the league. We got the face of the league on our team.
Last year, and you're in the playing game this year again.
But we're still the Lakers. And
you're not gonna talk about the defending champion.
Who was the number one vote getter for the All-Star team?
And that's some more BS.
But the people did that. The league didn't do that. The people did that.
Bunch of blind witnesses. Your mind is. That's what I'm saying.
It's popular.
It's popular of what? For what?
He's LeBron Raymond James Sr. He's at the worst with anybody with some sense. At worst, they're gonna put LeBron at 5. At worst. To most people, he's the second greatest basketball player of all time. So of course, they're gonna talk about him.
What does it have to do with what's going on in the NBA right now? About the good level of basketball playing right now? What does that have to do with anything? Are we gonna talk about and just promote players? Or are we gonna promote the game?
Take that over with David Stern. He's the one that started this promoting players shit. You know Stern did.
I don't think I don't think David Stern would allow this player quitting situation. Now, I don't believe.
Oh no, that he's rolling over in his grave when it comes to that. He's rolling over in his grave with I just saw Miles Bridges put out a rap song saying shit that I wouldn't say in my raps. You know what I'm saying? Miles Bridges. Like, he wasn't having AI rapping this shit back then. So it's a different world. So David Stern, yeah, he probably rolling over in his grave with some of this shit.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, I don't want to just.
But he did it. He did it though. He started marketing the players.
I don't want to just put out the problem without putting out a solution. So what do you think is going to stop? I want to pose the question to you before I answer. What are your ideas to stop players just quitting in the middle of the season or when they don't like their situation?
Oh, them owners gonna take care of that in the CBA. That's who's gonna take care of that is the owners. Because the owners run the motherfuckers in the NBA. It's all this player empowerment shit. That's cap. It's actually cap. Because when it comes to work stoppages, in our lifetime, I've never seen the NBA go on strike that I can remember. Never seen it. They had a lockout. They had 2 lockouts that I can remember in our lifetime. The 1998, 1999 shortened season, and then what was that? Somewhere in the Braun Heat years, they started at Christmas.
Yeah,
but that was a lockout.
That was a second year.
That mean the owners said your ass can't come to work because we don't like what the fuck going on. That don't mean the players stood up and said we ain't coming to work until we get what we want. Them owners play hardball. There was a reason why no players were kneeling when Cap started that shit. Because the NBA, unlike the NFL, which did not have a rule against that shit, the NBA had a rule. Your ass will stand in a respectful manner along the free throw line during the national anthem. See Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf and what they did to him. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA owners, they've been letting all this shit fly because they know it's good for business, like you're saying. Player movement. Players moving, teams, all that kind of stuff. That's great for copy, for the networks, for print. That's great for social media. It's great for the video games, which they get a piece of that. Because it really ain't no need to buy the video game unless you want the new roster and all that kind of shit. I know they got roster updates and motherfuckers. But some people just want to buy the new game to get the new rosters and stuff like that. It generates talk. Look at us now. We did a segment about the Harden and Ben Simmons swap. Because it generates buzz. That was a nothing. At least for the Sixers. And they're like, now they're a contender. You got to talk about them as a contender. Now you really got to look at what happens with Ben Simmons as not the 1, not the 2. He gets to be the 3.
When is he going to show up on the court?
Your guess good, man.
Is this good for the game, man? That's what you need to answer. Like, you don't know when he goes.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not. The owner's gonna see about that. Them white boys gonna take care of that. Shit, Michael Jordan don't like it. He used to play 82. His ass to play, he was gonna play. They gonna see about that. Otherwise, they gonna lock these motherfuckers out again. Simple as that. And he got fined, with like $20 million worth of fines or something. Ben Simmons, I'm talking about. That Harden, hey. These guys didn't have to do the deals. You can have a disgruntled player on your team. Motherfuckers don't want to have a disgruntled player on their team.
I don't think that deal would have happened if it didn't happen with Brooklyn. You think, but that was tampering involved with that. You think James Harden don't have Daryl Morey's number? They got a relationship with each other, so there's tampering.
They got
involved.
more than each other number. Daryl Morey act like he wants to fuck James Harden or something. He
That's what I'm
loves
saying.
this man.
With that, he was lucky in that situation that they probably would have kept him. I think the league wanted to see to put a hold on this, to put a stop to this, this player quitting and stuff like that. But they made that move because they got lucky because James Harden got upset again and wanted to quit his way out of the situation.
Do you are you sympathetic to Harden at all, given Kyrie's stance? Seemed like people saying he was disgruntled with Kyrie not being all in terms of, man, go ahead and get the fucking vaccine so you can go ahead and hoop with us for real, for real.
Not really in that. Not really. Like he knew Kyrie is just a flaky individual and stuff like that. So he knew the situation before he got over there. But when he wanted to get over there, you knew Kyrie. He saw Kyrie not playing in games. He saw Kyrie not go to the bubble and stuff like that. You saw that before you went over there. So
well, he was hurt with the bubble, wasn't it?
No, he could have played. KD was hurt. He was coming off his Achilles. Kyrie
was hurt too, I thought.
Kyrie wanted to check out of the bubble. He wanted everybody to check out of the bubble.
They shouldn't have played in the fucking bubble. I called on them not to play in the fucking bubble. Added all the best players. Shit, maybe we would have got some shit done like the George Floyd bill. But I digress. But
the NBA, it sounds like you agree to me that the NBA, the product of basketball, is being undervalued, and it's just you're just creating this circus feel of just toxic a soap opera.
But yes, I get that, but it's still a hit job on you on basketball because the NFL is doing the same shit.
We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about.
See, you're pulling the Skip Bayless now. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about. They're doing the same thing. Tom Brady just retired, and now I'm getting a weekly speculation on whether he's gonna play again and for who. Whether he's gonna play for the 49ers now and all this shit. It's all cap. That's it's trying to win social media. That's what we're doing now.
I just want to get back to basketball. Let's just get back to the game of basketball and let the best players, the best teams be the most talked about. That's what we should be talking about. Not all this other BS that's going on. Who don't like who and all this other stuff, which we finna get into, by the way, which I like. But
where the 04 Pistons weren't talking about like that.
What do you mean?
The two early 2000s Pistons weren't talked about like that. The Spurs were considered boring. They were winning. They ain't no winning 5 championships. They weren't talked about like that. You know this. The New Jersey Nets of the early 2000s were a great basketball team. They weren't talked about like that. This ain't nothing new. You go back to the 80s. Some of them good teams were talking. The Milwaukee Bucks of the 80s. They were a good team. They were a good team. Don't get talked about. They ain't got no catchy name like the Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the Bad Boys. They're not Showtime. They're not the Big Three Celtics. You know what I'm saying? The Sixers won a championship in the 80s. They won a title. Folks forget that. Because you had sexier teams. You had Magic and Bird and shit like that. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. Blame your boy David Stern.
That's all I got.
Adam Silver just put it on steroids.
Exactly. You agree with me. That's all I need to know. But
no, but you need to add something in there. Hold on. I'm about to really agree with you now. There you go. Now we're talking.
If you want to broach that subject, we can broach that subject. But
if that was the topic, I would have been in 100% agreement with you. But y'all see what he just did, America. Another hit job. He just did another hit job on my beloved game of basketball. Okay.
You act like I don't love basketball, man. You act like I don't.
You think basketball players are soft pussies who don't want physical contact, don't want to get touched, don't want to come to work, all that kind of shit. Even though your beloved game of football been watered down like a motherfucker now as well. Just like basketball got all the rule changes, NFL, this is a 15-yard penalty now. First down.
I don't disagree. But two things can be true. NBA is real.
NBA, look at me, got me saying NBA. America, y'all chime in and tell us, do you agree with my brother? Is the NBA broken? Is it too much cap in the league? Too much focus on stardom and player empowerment and what teams are the sexy teams and the big name teams, big name players, and less about the teams who are really playing good basketball? Put it on some. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com, and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.